also new plants that I've received. These beautiful Virginiana Arbor Vitae. I got these from Wilson Brothers. These are 3-gallon plants. I'm very pleased with the quality, the health, the size of these plants. So these are going to be planted today over on my east perimeter, replacing, I have these podocarpus, so I have 2. So one on the left and one on the right. So the podocarpus on the left, I'm going to plant it where the rock is. And then the one on the right, I'm going to put it in a pot until I find a home for it. But ultimately, the goal is, the one in the middle is a Virginiana Arbor Vitae. I actually need to get the stake out of it and kind of set it free so it can grow the way it needs to grow. It's looking kind of weird right now. But the goal is to have 3 of these Virginiana Arbor Vitaes over here. They don't become very wide. They become about 5 feet in width. And 5 feet in width, about 10, 12 feet in height, somewhere in that area. So they're evergreen. So that's my goal for the 2 Virginiana Arbor Vitaes. I want to create a trio of 3 over in that space. I have Blue Fortune Agastache down at the end that I planted in the ground already. And I'm liking it so much, as well as the bees. The bees tend to love this plant as well. I decided to purchase 3 more. I've already dug the holes. I just haven't planted the 3 yet because I ran out of supplies. I don't have compost. I don't have the biotone. They're supposed to arrive today, and I'll go ahead and pop them in the ground. I've already dug the holes, and I have the soil next to these plants in pots. So hopefully today those products show up and I'll be able to put these in the ground. I typically plant in drifts of odd numbers, but in this case 6 is making sense because where the flag is next to the Southern Living Plant Collection dirt in that plastic container, I am going to probably put a buddleia right there. So it's going to be white to kind of transition the colors. To the left, I have a lot of deep blues. So the Mystic Spire Salvia, there's a small El Nino Catalpa. It's going to have pink flowers, and then the strappy sedge with the green and white variegated leaves. So I wanted to play off the green and white variegated leaves. So where that flag is next to the Southern Living Plant Collection container, I am going to put a white buddleia there because I think the white will look nice next to the green and white leaves. I'm not 100% convinced, that's why I haven't bought it yet. But hopefully I'll get these Agastache in the ground today if everything arrives as planned. And I am definitely going to plant those beautiful Virginiana Arbor Vitaes. I'm really excited for this. It's the only place in my yard I feel comfortable planting it. I have deer pressure, rabbit pressure. So thus far, they don't seem to jump this fence at all. It's only 5 feet, but I am layering it with plants on both sides, which I hear is a deterrent to keep them from jumping the fence. Ultimately, those blue point junipers along the fence line, they're going to be too tall for the deer to jump over into the yard. And then the dwarf Burford hollies along the fence line, I will probably let them grow to become about 8 feet tall, 5 or 6 feet in width. And so the arbs that I'm going to plant today, they're supposed to be deer resistant, but they're going in a partial shade condition, or part sun, my apologies, part sun condition, because I've seen people plant Arbor Vitaes here in central Texas, and they don't survive. Now, I don't know if it's because they were trying to get out there and water them versus having them on drip. The vast majority of my plants are on drip for at least the first couple of years of their life. Yeah, I know to do that. In this gardening climate, but yeah, I think they're beautiful, and I'm going to be excited about getting them in the ground. Okay, so here's the finished result. So on top of getting now the two Arbor Vitae, these are Virginian Arbor Vitae. I have the one in the middle. So the two beautiful plants that I received on the sides flanking it, I have those planted. The one in the left had that Podocarpus macrophylla in it. So you see the rock to the left of the rock. I moved the Podocarpus over there because I wanted the trio of arbs. So this space is kind of finished for now. I'm just going to wait for things to grow in. So in the foreground, so at the very front, I have Sprinter boxwoods. Starting to change its colors are 3 oak leaf hydrangeas. I think they're something moon, sugar moon, something like that. Oak leaf hydrangeas. And then, of course, the 3 Arbor Vitaes and the Podocarpus macrophylla that we moved over in front of the beautiful mature live oak tree. So this is one part of what we finished last weekend. My husband helped me get the hole. He actually dug the hole for the Podocarpus macrophylla, and didn't really require holes for the other 2 plants because that was simply just digging something out. So the Podocarpus, there was another Podocarpus that was struggling in its spot, so that one I just removed. So moving over to the left, I had already planted 3 of these Blue Fortune Agastache, and so I had 3 more that are just you saw the holes, but I haven't planted them yet. So I planted the remaining 3. So you'll see 1, 2, 3. They don't have any blooms on them yet. If you look over, if I pan back to the right, you'll see what the beautiful blue blooms will look like once they take and start blooming. So now I have a total of 6 of those. Now I had said that the space over here to the left, that I was going to put something white there. I didn't. I ordered a buddleia, and that buddleia back there with the stick in it, it wasn't the variety that I thought. I had 2, and one got trampled on, and I was waiting until fall to replace it, and I replaced it with the wrong plant. So that's a Lo and Behold blue buddleia that's planted there instead of a white. And then I received, I'm going to walk back where I came from. I received some Beyond Midnight Caryopteris. I grow those in other parts of my yard. So back over behind my variegated Feather Falls Carex, to the right of the flag, that is a beautiful Beyond Midnight Caryopteris. I had ordered 2 of them because I was going to add more to my front planter. And well, I decided to put it back here. And then over to the left, behind the Blue Fortune Agastache, I put another one over there. What happened was I saw the color, I saw the color of the Beyond Midnight Caryopteris back there, and the color, that dark blue compared to the color on this Blue Fortune Agastache, was striking to me. So I decided to put one back there, and then the other one I just showed you over here on the right. Now, another recent arrival over in the sun, I just planted that yesterday. That is a white wedding hydrangea. It's a Southern Living plant collection, Hydrangea. I only have oak leaves and I have a fairy trail bride hydrangea, but that's kind of the extent of the hydrangea. So I, I want to see how they perform here with my heat, and I have rabbit and deer pressure. Although the only deer that I've seen in my yard are little baby deer that can, so the little skinny itty bitty ones that can slide through the fencing, so the wrought iron fencing. But that's the extent of it. So hopefully it'll survive. I've been pretty lucky so far in that regard. So moving on, just to show a couple more changes. So from unboxing this week, this morning I planted some Carolina laurel cherries. These are compact, and actually they are Prunus laurentius or something like that. Don't quote me on that. These are new for me. My laurel cherries are the Prunus carolinea compactus, and they are large. These are little small ones. I have not completed the planting process. As you can see, I do plant them high, and I need a third. But I need compost. I need compost. I don't have dirt, so I need compost. So I planted these two. I plan on adding a third. And then the final changes that I've made this past week are out near the edge of the Mott of Trees. And I have 4 Prunus carolinea that I planted out here. And so, like these two that I just showed you, I have not completed the planting for 3 of the 4 because, well, I'm out of compost. But my thought was in the spring, when they have their beautiful white flowers, and then this Mystic Spire salvia with its beautiful dark blue flowers. So as you can see, this salvia is in bloom. So you see the pink flowers. And then to the left is another one of these Prunus laurens. I have to look it up, sorry. But it's a compact variety of the Carolina Prunus laurentius, so Carolina. I have to look it up. I'll put it on the screen. That one I managed to get in the ground. I had enough dirt, but the one to the left, oh my gosh, has a ton of ants in it already. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Oh my gosh. But geez Louise, I just put it in the ground. That's amazing. Anyway, I have not completed planting this one either because there wasn't enough dirt left behind after I dug up the plant that was there. So looks like I'm going to have to deal with some ants, and then later on today I'm going to add the compost, and this plant will be on its way. So this is an update on my unboxing and all of the changes that I've made to this Mott of Tree space. You know, it's a work in progress. Just remember, keep in mind, this was a bunch of weeds back in late May, June of this year. So it's about 4 months now that we've been working on this space, and every plant you see, every tree, except for the mature live oaks, I dug the hole, or my husband, he dug a few of the holes for me. So I've been very busy, and I'm very pleased with how it is turning out thus far. So if you like this kind of content or know someone who would appreciate it, please click subscribe. Consider clicking the notifications bell and sharing it. But that's it for now. I hope you have a wonderful day in your garden. Bye.